China have sent me their latest luxury watch. A little while ago, I made a video on the Peacock Black Hole Tourbillon watch. They've since made another one. This is the Peacock Black Hole Event Horizon Edition Central Tourbillon watch. Just take a look at that. There is no denying, love it or hate it, that this is an incredibly interesting thing to look at. And I'm super excited. But before we take a look, let's look at the main differences between the previous version and this one. At the heart of the redesign is a new all-silver central tourbillon, replacing the previous gold version for a cleaner, more modern aesthetic. Surrounding it, the movement baseplate now carries vortex-inspired guilloche patterns. It's a far more minimal design than the previous version, giving it a more modern, sleek look. The case bezel and clasp are now crafted entirely from grade 5 titanium, which is 43% lighter than steel, and believe me, you feel the difference on your wrist. Even the hands and dial ring are works of art. Hand-torched titanium fired up at 600 degrees Celsius to achieve deep blue-violet tones, each piece with its own unique character. The case has now been reduced from 46 to 43.5mm, with a lugless design that hugs the wrist more naturally. Its profile is thinner too, just 11.9mm, with a tapered strap for an effortless, elegant fit. Inside is Peacock's in-house PAX 9611 central tourbillon, boasting a 120-hour power reserve and remarkable 95% efficiency. There are 7 rubies precisely aligned along an accretion disc motif, which reinforces the astronomical inspiration while enhancing performance. The previous version was quite hard to tell the time on. Now that's a rather important feature. This dial has been simplified for clarity. There are luminous Arabic numerals and a high-contrast torched titanium inner ring, which ensures much better legibility. So there we go. That took bloody ages to make. Also, all credit to the people that make watch videos all the time and get close-up shots of the watches. It's really tricky. It's really, really tricky. Hopefully, you enjoyed that little scene where I got some close-ups of the watch. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of artwork. And what I like about this as well is it's not just some slapdash rubbish movement. It's actually an in-house movement designed by Peacock, which is rather cool. A lot of the watches coming out of China on AliExpress, and they're just using sort of clones and copy movements, which are going to be quite low end. Obviously, when you really get up close under the microscope, under the macroscopic lenses that I'm using to film, you're going to see some imperfections on the movement. That's not something that you would see on something like a Grand Seiko or a Rolex or a Tudor or, you know, any of the sort of the name brands. But then again, how complicated this is and how inexpensive it is for that. I think if you were to see absolute perfection with this, you could expect the price to be higher. So this is $4,000 retail. That is obviously a lot of money, but if this was made by someone like Grand Seiko, it would be coming in at a minimum of 10 times that amount. So I know it sounds like a lot of money, but for what it is, an in-house movement, something unique, this obviously looks very unique. A lot of effort and work has gone into the design of it. $4,000 is very reasonable. I know that's hard to hear, but it is for something like this. You just have to look at the price of some luxury watches and look at their entry-level watches, and you'll see what I mean. So here's the stuff it comes with. There'll be a warranty card here. Mine's unsigned because this is a review unit. This video has not been sponsored. I have received the watch for free, but I don't have to send this video to them for review, and there's nothing that I have to say, so it's still unbiased. This is an important notice about how to wind the watch. It is a manual wind watch. It has a 120-hour power reserve, which is absolutely nuts. That's down to the multiple mainsprings that are inside the movement, storing all of the energy that you build up by rotating this crown around. It's not got a screw down crown. It doesn't really look like it should be waterproof. It is up to 5 ATM, which I believe is meters, which is actually quite impressive. But at the very least, you're not going to get it damaged by washing your hands and splashing some water on it. You will have seen in all of the footage just how interesting the watch is. And I'm a massive fan of this latest version. The last one was quite chunky, a little bit dinner platey, and yet this one is exactly the same size, more or less, as an average watch. Given that it's completely round, you can sort of expect it to still wear quite a bit bigger, but it's not a great deal bigger than my watch that I wear on, well, every day. So that is quite nice. And also thickness as well, very standard, very much in line with what you would want on your wrist. You wouldn't want some chunky Garmin-sized manual wind watch on your wrist. Titanium case, very light, feels very light, but then knowing what it is and the sort of the density of what's packed inside it, it feels very high quality as well. It's still got a nice weight to it, especially considering what's inside it, but titanium obviously does not weigh a lot at all. Silicone strap, and the silicone is absolutely gorgeous. It comes in two different colors. There's the white one and the black one, ever so slight changes on the dial as well. And there's also a titanium little buckle slash clasp thing, so that's quite nice. It's very much not trying to be traditional. It's very much trying to be futuristic, space agey, obviously inspired by a black hole, the central tourbillon sucking you into the center of the watch. And that is just a very lovely thing. And it's a seriously interesting talking piece, especially if you do a little bit of research on what it is that you're looking at. Much more legible design, as I mentioned in the little intro part. The hands were quite difficult to read on the last one. This time it's a lot easier. You've got the hour hand, which is a small little triangle arrow just right there. And then that one is your minute hand. So at this point it's 5, 2, 3. So it's a lot easier to actually understand now what you're looking at. Obviously there isn't really a seconds per se, but you could just figure out a point on the central tourbillon and time 30 seconds of that if you so wish. I also like that you can see completely through the watch. Obviously not super important, but just the fact that you can is just really interesting. And also don't underestimate the complexity of achieving a central tourbillon. To have the hands moving around that is a serious feat of engineering. It's a very complicated thing. A lot of the times you'll see a tourbillon offset to the dial, you know, down below or off to the side. So to have it be directly in the center is a real accomplishment, to be honest with you. So yeah, just fair play to them for actually achieving that. If you don't know what a tourbillon is, the theory behind it is that throughout the day, as you're moving your wrist and changing the sort of angle of the watch, the efficiency of the balance wheel that is spinning backwards and forwards, which is then releasing the power throughout the rest of the movement, is somewhat affected by the gravity. So to have it be constantly rotating, the theory behind that is it's a more effective power release. Will I keep it? Will I wear it? Probably not. You know, with peace and love, Peacock, thank you very much for sending this to me, but I have to be honest, it's not my cup of tea. Maybe it will grow on me. I don't know. It's just a little bit too sort of busy for me. Now, that is obviously completely personal preference and everybody's going to be different. It's a very nice thing. It wears really slim, so you're not going to be, you know, it's not going to be catching on anything. It's a very nice thing. It's just currently not my taste. I'm into far more sort of simple watches, and this is far from that. But maybe it's nice because of that to wear it periodically. But I would absolutely love to know your thoughts. Oof, do you know what? It is actually growing on me a little bit more. That's kind of mental, isn't it? Imagine a shirt and tie and suit, and then that poking out from underneath. You know, a black tie event with the white strap and the black dial. I mean, how many of those do you get to go to? But that could be interesting. Yeah, it is pretty mental. It is pretty mental. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I would seriously love to hear them. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you, Peacock, for sending me this watch. It's very generous. I will catch you all in the next video. Goodbye.